to 7 months into 2025, and if there's one word that defines this season for us at Poshfield Global, it's progress. Not by chance, and certainly not by luck, but by consistently showing up, building and delivering value where it matters most. Your life, your wealth, your future. I'm Francis Ajoje, CEO of Poshfield Global. And yes, we have been busy and also very intentional. One of the things I'm most excited about is the official launch of our Poshfield mobile app. Our stakeholders can now conveniently monitor their investments, real estate and asset portfolios all in one place. Tracking equity stakes and growth has never been easier, and you can do it all from the comfort of your home, office, or wherever you are in the world. That's the vision we have always pursued. Convenience, luxury, control, and peace of mind, all at your fingertips. While we are working on expanding our short-let portfolio, we decided to give extra convenience and comfort with the existing ones by acquiring 2 vehicles to pick and guest within 3 to 10 kilometer radius. These vehicles can also serve our guests should they need it during their stay. Crest chauffeur services are always ready. This is just the beginning. We plan to scale even further in the coming weeks and months. Then there is our Ajoje exclusive at Orange Terraces, Bagada. If you have been following us, you will know that this one is special, very special. We are now in the final phase, applying the finishes, refining the details, and bringing out the beauty that transforms a house into becoming a home. We made a promise and we are getting even closer to fulfilling it. We are also taking a moment to celebrate especially our ever supportive clients who have stood with us every step of the way. In the month of May, something remarkable happened. We hosted the inaugural edition of the Game Changer Summit, TGS 2025, a space designed for real conversations, deep connections, and strategic real estate investment insights. With over 500 guests, both online and in person, home and abroad, and leading industry voices in attendance, we helped rewrite the narrative of property ownership and wealth creation. Earlier in the year, on February 22nd, we had the honor of hosting Dr. Olumide Emmanuel during the groundbreaking ceremony at Crest Signature, located in the heart of Mowe Town within a secured estate. Today, we have moved beyond the foundation. We are raising the structures. Upon completion, this project will feature 32 apartments, including 4-bedroom terrace duplexes with private cinemas, about 20 lodging rooms, golf, games, conference rooms, and even more. This will undoubtedly become a sought-after destination in the near future. While that was on the way, we went for the big fish. We acquired 500 acres of land within the Conclave City, a unique alliance of over 25 real estate developers. The goal? To deliver your fair share of luxury and elegance. Keep an eye out for updates and find out how you can become a part of what we are building. And we didn't stop there. Through our SureFinders platform and events, we are building people across Nigeria. Individuals are rising. Realtors are being empowered with the knowledge, tools, and opportunities to create lasting wealth. Some have already begun to share their success stories, and truthfully, that's the kind of impact that fuels everything that we do at Poshfield. We are just getting started. The first half of the year has been defining. In the remaining part of the second half of the year, we raise the bar. We push boundaries. We redefine luxury. We open up more opportunities. And most importantly, we transform more lives. Thank you for trusting us to be part of your journey this far. Stay connected, stay winning. See you soon at the next updates. Once again, I'm Francis Ajoje, and Grace is on the other side having technical issues, unable to unmute or possibly speak or be audible enough. Possible she becomes very audible towards the end of the program, all things being equal, because we are meant to do this together. But having said that, I'll take the bull by the horn and then we get started with this. Like I said earlier on, Francis, my name. I'm privileged to be the CEO of Poshfield Global, actually known more as Poshfield Properties, Poshfield Estates Limited. I've been within the real estate space within the next few months to be 14 years that I've been within the real estate business, and God has always been faithful. However, tonight is not about me. Tonight is about getting informed or being educated to be able to take well-informed decisions. And that's why that's one of the things I advocate for. That's one of the principles that have guided me over the past 14 years and counting. So tonight, briefly, I want to lay a foundation as to why people get it wrong with real estate investment. Why people get it wrong with real estate investment. So there are multiple vehicles of wealth creation. Real estate happens to be one of them. People can do stocks, people can do farming, can do business, can do different things that people can use to make wealth. However, real estate has been proven to be a vehicle that not only helps you to create wealth, but it also retains wealth. It doesn't just create wealth, it also retains wealth. And it has not failed over the years. What has happened, often than not, is that sometimes people get into wrong hands, or like every other thing, they don't have enough and adequate information before stepping ahead to execute or to take such investment decision. The other part is the fact that people often don't have a strategy. They just say, they said that with real estate, you can create wealth and retain wealth. But there is no game plan. There is no strategy to say, okay, this is how I will penetrate. This is how I intend to execute. They just go, all into it without proper counsel, asking adequate questions. And for us at Poshfield, it is better you don't make a buying decision than make a wrong buying decision. So we always love to take people through that process. I was still somewhere where I spoke earlier today. When people ask a lot of questions before they make buying decision, they are better customer. They give in all their best, and everyone collectively win together. And that is what we are trying to achieve today. And all things being equal, our expectations are met. So if you must have a strategy towards a real estate goal or creating wealth and retaining wealth through real estate, what are the basic recommendations? Education is very, very critical. Education is, and when I say education, financial education, you don't just say you want to be part of real estate just on sentimental basis or just for the purpose of acquiring. You need to define a clear objective as to what you want to achieve. For me, a whole lot of people that I speak to, I tell them that, look, while acquiring real estate could sometimes be perceived as acquiring dead assets, but with good strategy in place, you could balance your real estate portfolio such a way that you have some asset portfolio that helps for capital growth, or what people also call capital gain, while you also diversify into other aspects of real estate that gives you predictable cash flow. And why is this very, very important? This is very important because your assets could have risen by 500%, 1,000%. Let's assume you bought a land for 1 million naira and today is selling for 10 million naira. That obviously means that you've achieved way beyond 1,000%. However, out of desperation, out of the fact that you need 500,000 naira or you need 2 million naira, you may be forced, you may be arm twisted to sell that asset just to address an emergency or to address an opportunity. So in order to avoid such situations, it means that while you are building that asset portfolio, while you are very passionate about acquiring assets, you need to also diversify your investment portfolio, even within the real estate space. The need to diversify your investment portfolio across different sectors is important, but even within the real estate space, one of the strategies require that you diversify your investment portfolio. And that is why, even before touching on the Crest Signature project, the Conclave City Crest Signature project, I will be touching on a few other products that we have at Poshfield that could help you have a more balanced real estate investment portfolio that gives you immediate gratification for short-term, mid-term, while your asset acquisition gives you the benefit of long-term. Just so that I'm sure that I'm being heard, please kindly type 5 if you can hear me. Please type 5 if you can hear me, just to be sure that I'm audible enough. Please, number 5, if you can hear me. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. So, thank you, Ayo. Thank you, sir. So, having laid down this basic foundation, you know, just before, like I said, I've been within the real estate space 14 years. By January next year, it'll be about 14 years that I've been doing this. And I've come to realize that it is not about the product, it's about building relationship with people. I've transited with products, selling products to customers at 150 to now those same customers buying in tens of millions. So the goal is always to help take people from wherever financial states I meet them to the next stage that they desire. And guess what happens? It's easier to entrust me with resources when they finally get there because they understand that process. And obviously, I'm also growing along that path. So, but a lot of experience have been gathered during this period. So it is not just about, it's basically not all about just selling the product, but also seeing what within the sector, what actually could help people actualize their objective. And so because of that, I've been able to say that there is need for people to have investment portfolio that bring them short term. And because of that, we created, because Poshfield, maybe I should first of all say this, Poshfield, we have the housing as part of our strategic objective in solving. The other is hospitality. So since 2021, we've been running our hospitality brand that we call Crest Signature. Crest Signature is our hospitality brand. It's an offshoot from Poshfield. However, for our housing product, we've come to realize that sometimes people want to own assets, but some of the housing units that we are selling are tens of millions and some even in hundreds of millions, and they can't afford it, but they desire to earn rental income. So we created a co-ownership product that is known as Ajoje, and we have different variants of even the Ajoje. We have the Ajoje Exclusive, we have the Ajoje Growth, we have what we also call Ajoje Fix, we have what we call Ajoje Lite. All of these are meant to address various objectives, both the short-term, mid-term, and long-term. That way, when you need quick fix cash, when you know you need to pay your rent, you have school fees to pay, there's something that is funding it. It is spillover of our investment that should actually take care of our basic needs, not the other way around. So, for more information on all of that, Grace can obviously reschedule private session meetings where we touch on each of these products, and so that it gives you a balanced portfolio and it makes life more meaningful and easier even as you watch your assets grow. But because of our time and because the focus in itself is about Crest Signature Conclave City, which offer the current offer closes on the 23rd by 12 midnight. We felt that, look, there's need to throw clarity on the opportunities that may happen. One thing about real estate is that, and I'll use this project in Ogba that we developed in 2020 in the course of COVID. Started that project in July 2020 within Didiolu Estate and known as Orange Apartment. And within the first 2 months, a property, a 2-bedroom flat that we were selling for 26 million naira had become 35 million naira. A 1-bed that was selling for 14 million naira when we started was now selling for about 22 million naira. As a matter of fact, we sold out almost all the 1-bed within the first 1 month. Today, 2-bed within that same estate is selling for upward of 120 million naira. As a matter of fact, nobody is willing to sell to you. Other developments have come within the estate that sell for about the same price range. We became a reference point to a lot of other developers that began to troop in. So what was the lesson? It's not just about mentioning the figures. It is most often than not, people who key into opportunities at the early stage, the risk seems to be more, but the profits that they end up making will be also much more. The capital growth is always much more. What was the fear when the first subscriber came in? We were still digging. What is the guarantee that what you painted in the billboard in front of this project is still going to be the same thing you will deliver? What if you don't finish? All of those things were the concerns. But within the first 6 months, by December of that same 2020, the first 2 occupants had moved in because they had a timeline where they were living. By February 2021, we had occupancy of 31 units that was developed, which was a combination of 1-bed, 2-bed, and 3-bed. Today is full occupancy. If you go on Airbnb, like you're looking for apartment, that project is still one of the ones you will see the most within the Ogba Ikeja corridor. It's something that has become a major source of rental income for people. And so when we were delving into this resort project, we felt, okay, our own approach in Poshfield is usually perfect all titles, create the prototypes, create all the value you want to create before selling this project at a premium. However, we felt that, look, there is need to also give what we call more of private placement offers, where some early entry, some persons who are able to come in early are able to benefit, so well with this kind of opportunity. And that was exactly what we are doing at Crest Signature. And the offer currently is 3.5 million naira for 500 square meter. What are we really offering? Perhaps, Grace, please kindly see if you can, your mic is working now, and so that we may give it a shot with some of the questions, because questions help narrow people's concerns and even clear their doubts and be able to take more of the informed decision. So please, you can try your mic to see if you're audible now before I proceed.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Oh, fantastic. I can hear you very well now. So just let me land my thoughts, and then you take over with some of the questions that already came in, and so that will help us manage our time effectively. So like I said earlier on that, so when we created this particular private placement offer, it was meant to allow us perfect some of our titles, documents, and that was what we did and while we rolled out this offer. This offer that has been extended till 23rd was actually meant to end at the end of October, but we felt, newer people were coming and showing interest, and we felt, okay, since we still have a few plots left among the units we want to sell during this private placement, because obviously, as a business person too, we don't intend to sell too much, so that we too, just the same way people want to experience capital appreciation, the company too also wants to sell at a premium at a much later date. But we felt we could make some of this opportunity available. By the way, let me also, so when you hear Crest Signature, I said earlier on that that's our hospitality brand. But when you also hear the Conclave City, so I belong to a group being led by Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, which is known as the Billionaires Conclave. I've been a member since 2021 when it was first inaugurated. And then we felt at some point that, look, let us create our own city where we create our own infrastructure, road, power, we generate our own power and all of that. And it was first suggested during our sustainability summit last year in September. October, a coalition was formed, which comprises of 28 companies within the Billionaires Conclave. And we went, fine, a lot of work had been going on prior to last year by the leadership of the Billionaire Conclave. And finally, the first inspection, major inspection with all the conclave members was done on the 8th of October last year. I was on the way out of the country for a course that very period. But guess what? I didn't take part of it at the early stage. At some point this year, there was more than enough reasons inspired and quite a number of strategy that we built around now being part of the coalition. And I always tell people, I'm grateful to God that I never missed that opportunity. Welcome everyone who are just joining us. The recording of this session will be provided, even if not tonight, latest by Monday. It will be sent across for every one of us to watch. And like I said at the very beginning, one of the reasons why we are doing this recording is also to serve as a reference point to say, look, Francis, you promised us this, you said this, and now you are doing something else. You will certainly see that, look, that is not in our nature. So I don't bore those who have been on this call for a while, for too long. Let me proceed. So the coalition was formed, and which was one of the major reasons why Poshfield is part of this project. There are quite a number of things that are going to be happening there. And like my mentor and Dr. Lumide will always say, that what Conclave City is all about is well over 5,000 acres that all of us are coming together to develop. But while some of them have plans for country homes, some people have plans for land banking, we decided to be part of the Conclave City Coalition project on the premise that we have an assignment in the hospitality sector. In the past 5 to 6 years, I've been doing a lot of tour and research around. We've been doing a lot of research and doing a lot around, searching for existing models of resorts. And I visited not less than 12 in the past 5 years, seeing the model. Just the same way I said in 2021, we commenced 2021, we commenced our short-let business. People just saw it then, but I traveled far and wide, European countries, Dubai, different places, to see the model of how short-let is run. And we came to replicate it. And it's been growing in leaps and bounds. And it's still going to grow further because, one, data backs most of the things that we do. And we've come to see that, look, people are beginning to tilt more from hotels are beginning to lose more customers, while short-let is beginning to be the new flair that people run to within the hospitality sector. So it's the same way people are just seeing us building a resort, which will certainly have a golf course, have an artificial lake, have this that becomes more of an ideal destination for everyone. But having said all of that, you don't just jump into you saying you want to do it, but the research, people are not aware that we've been doing our background check, our background works prior to now. And now is the time to really launch and do it the proper way. So what we are availing people the opportunity to be part of is say, look, during this private placement, why don't you key into this opportunity? Why don't you explore the opportunities that we are offering? And I believe maybe in the course of questions that Grace is going to be asking, we'll be able to, narrow down our expectations and be able to take informed decision. So, per signature conclusivity, we are particularly, so as much as people could buy land for land banking purposes, we are building a resort. We are looking at, people say development will happen somewhere, but what are the triggers of development? What are the things that will help make that property move from 3.5 million naira to 5.5 million, 5.5 million naira, and 6 million naira from the 24th? It's because some of the things that is going to be happening or that is close to being to have happened by that time will be ready. Our survey is going to be ready. For instance, infrastructures are being built in piecemeal as we speak. A number of things that is good. By the time our COO is happening and we start building prototypes within the resort, the prices even shoots further. And now, is the best time to key into an offer as this. So, over to you, Grace. So you are muted.
Sorry.
So yeah.
Good evening once again. It's good to have you in this webinar. And I'm aware that some people are trying to join. I'm getting messages that they are trying to join the webinar, but network is not it's not okay. But I would like to take this question session so that our honorable CEO will shed more light on what this webinar is all about. Okay, so we have some questions that dropped in. So I would like to ask Mr. Francis to shed more light on this program. All right, so the first question here I have, I love the idea, of owning land in a resort city, but how do I know my investment is safe? This is someone asking.
Okay, so let me quickly touch
Mr.
it.
Francis.
To manage our time. By the way, anyone who is on the call right now and you still have your own questions, please, you could drop them in the comment section to make it a lot faster. We may not be able to take all the questions, but at least we'll prioritize the call once on the call. So why are you sure your investment is safe? Number one, I did mention earlier on that I've been within the sector for 14 years. It will be 14 years by January next year. And I can say authoritatively, no scandal, no reputational damage. And I've rather had customers who were not able to, who felt, look, let me just get started wherever I am. And today they are doing transactions in multiple of millions with us. They are referring other people to us. And so the name, my personal name, and like some people would say, permit me to use Yoruba, Awalokundi. We have people that if you misbehave, hey, they will call us to order. Their reputation is attached to all that we do. Our board chairman, for instance, is the founder of Nairametrics. We still had conversation just last week. Okay, this is still in the week. So just this week, we am having a meeting with him. So we give periodic updates. For those who joined us early enough, you'll get to see update from the CEO's desk showing all that we started. We said we're going to do in the course of the year and what we've covered. And very soon another update will be coming up to all our stakeholders. So Dr. Olumide has been my mentor for upward of 25 years now. And these are people I'm accountable to. We had an event sometime in May this year, and we can see reputable brands who are associated with us because we are known to deliver. We rather under promise and over deliver than over promise and under deliver. So, but may I also say this: there is no investor that is not taking some measure of risk. And like I said while I was talking about Crest Signature, the fact that you are coming in early makes your risk a bit higher. However, when the returns comes to, it's right before you that you will see that this product has become 10 million. I can guarantee you. One of our major subscribers who works with Renaissance, former Shell, has actually told Francis, let us stop selling land and let us start building the golf course, start doing all that we need to do. And you will see that the price itself will drive up. But look, we are taking it step by step. It's not just about those who have. We need to bridge the gap within the economy. And more often than not, is also the reason why I tell people that they should buy more than what they think they need, so that when they are keeping some, they are selling some at a profit and possibly using the proceed to even develop what they are keeping for themselves. So I will leave it at that. I'll leave it at that for now. So you can go to the next.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Francis, for that insight. So I'll go to the second question in this session. Someone is asking, what exactly makes Crest Signature Conclave City different from other real estate projects in Nigeria?
Okay. So earlier on, I mentioned that even though I was aware of the project since September, October last year, I didn't key into it. So I always have a strong why for every decision I take. And my why on this project is strong, not only because of the convener, Dr. Lumde, that I've known for upward of 25 years now, but also other developers, real estate developers that are part of it. And like they say, you can't be in a moving vehicle and remain stagnant. You won't remain at the same spot you are or you were when the bus took off. So for me, seeing other visionary leaders who are heading in that same direction, even though with different objectives, I felt it's one of the major reasons. It's a strong why. And with most important part of it is the initiative, where we are not just doing land banking. There are persons who will take the decision, even if they originally had plans to do land banking, will take the decision to make, to develop because of what they will see. By the time we are doing our first major inspection by the first quarter in 2026, after this private placement is completely off, people will get to see that, wow, is this what we are really trying to achieve here? There's barely anyone who won't wish that they actually got more. And the other more interesting part of it is that for those who even now develop, we have mobile apps and we are developing even some other mobile apps that will house our hospitality session. So just imagine you owning 2-3 units of cottages, 2-bedroom cottages, 1-bedroom cottages within the resort, and you enlisted it on our app. And for every time people come to use your facility, you see it and you know that money is coming. Just imagine an average of 10 nights, people using your facility for 10 nights, and it costs conservatively 150 to 200,000. Places like Clarkway go for 450,000 naira per night, and the least you could do is possibly 3 nights. So, but let's be conservative, and we say in a month you earn 200,000 naira from a cottage, and you, for 10 nights, that's 2 million. Let's even say all the expenses you have to pay for power, pay staff, do all the costs, and it takes about 1 million naira. If per apartment you are making 1 million naira and you have 5 of such, that means you are already earning 5 million naira as rental income. The asset is still your own. The appreciation is still your own. So it's, even if Poshfield is going to say, look, we are getting a fraction of whatever you are making, you will joyfully do it, because one, not only have we created an avenue for you to key into opportunities like this, but you are watching it grow. There's no way Poshfield will want to do another project or cast another vision that you wouldn't want to be part of it. So for us, our why is strong, our goal is clear, our approach is also defined. So it's better to grow together and make it a lot easier. As a matter of fact, one of the things that took me into hospitality business, I was just doing on a personal ground, because as much as you tell people to invest, if you don't invest, people will get rich and you will remain poor. So, but I started with shortlets on my own. So that 2021 was just as a person. But all of a sudden, I started seeing that people will make demands and we couldn't meet up with their demands. We always say, I'm not available. Until one particular day, somebody said, asked me, sorry, Francis, are you turning down $2,800 and something dollars? And I said, somebody else has paid for the apartment. And suddenly it dawned on me that, look, must you be the only owner of this property? Can't you bring people together to join you in co-owning things? And that was how we came up with Ajoje co-ownership model at first. Then subsequently now the Crest signature. So instead of us being the one building on all the land that we have, can't you ask other people to buy the land, build prototypes for them to see and have an idea of what they could do with the land, and then help them to make money without them being the ones stressing themselves, running helter-skelter, incurring transport costs to come and be managed, can monitor all that they need to do, from the comfort of their homes. Oh, I have to do patronage today, I have this and that, and the money is flowing in their account. And these are the strong whys that drive all that we do at Poshfield. So it's more of an ecosystem that we have built, and we continue to consolidate on that. So
all right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Welcome.
Francis. I would like to welcome those that are just joining us. You're welcome to this webinar. Thanks for joining. Getting messages that people are finding it difficult to join the webinar, maybe because of network. Sorry about that. But this session is being recorded.
The recording will be made available. The recording will be made available to make it easy for those who couldn't make it.
Okay. All right, so let me go to the next question. This is from someone in the diaspora. Is asking, if I'm abroad, how will you handle documentation and keep me updated?
Okay, so aside from the cost of acquiring the land, documentation is one very essential thing that people will pay for, development levy. But these are not the immediate thing. You would know by the things you've seen on ground whether you will be inspired to pay for it. So we are not trying to. People have even been asking us, those who are already keyed in, should we start paying this? Don't give it to us yet. Let us use our own resources to even create some things, do all the things, some of the things that we want to do, so that by the time you are requesting for money, so the payments, whatever payments we are transparent enough from the very beginning before you commit any resource. All the needed information are all in the application form. You will get to see everything, and on the app. By the time you are logging in, you get to see all the necessary details. So documentation, we don't joke with it. And like I said, we are a coalition. So the entire coalition, we are getting a global CFO, but when we are asking for documentation fee, it covers your deed, it covers. So the whole process is going to be seamless. One of the reasons, if you bought an aircraft, you are not trying to tell the pilot, this is how to maneuver the cloud, this is how to land. You trust the pilot. It's the same way when people come to deal with us in our own space, we do well enough to guide them, help them take off properly, and help them land properly. So all of that will be well taken care of by our team. Poshfield is not just about me. We have, aside from the members of board, we have executives and non-executive directors who are critical stakeholders. For instance, getting approval from government. We have people that, if approval takes 6 months elsewhere, we have people who can make things happen in 1 month. So our stakeholders are well taken care of.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Francis. I'm going to be taking 2-3 questions at a time because of our time.
Okay.
So here, someone is asking, what kind of infrastructure and amenities will be in place at Crest Signature, Conclave City? Then, can I do land banking at Crest Signature? Another one is asking, how soon can I start building or seeing property take shape? And what strategic things can I do within the location? Do you get the questions?
Yes, I'll start from this first one again, please.
Okay, what kind of infrastructure and amenities will be in
Okay,
place?
Crest Signature Conclave City is a golf. So by the way, I'm a golfer. I play golf. So for health reasons, networking reasons, and for the fact that I love the game in itself. So it's also one of the motivation around it. So golf is going to be within the conclave city, but there are infrastructure that the conclave city in its entirety. We have up to about 10 billion funds set aside to create certain infrastructure, not inside Crest Signature. The entire conclave city, we have a pool of fund that is devoted towards improving infrastructure. Part of the two most important infrastructure that we agreed on, that's the coalition, is power. The other one is road. Within the corridor where we found ourselves, the conclave city, there are a lot of other, because if you are not a member of the Billionaires Conclave, you ordinarily can't come acquire the land as part of the conclave city. So other developers, the fact that they saw that we were there, had to come there. Then you see a lot of foreigners, Chinese, Indians, and all of that having major investments within that corridor. And so as part of our own contribution is to say, look, whatever road infrastructure leading to conclave city that we are going to invest into it. And even if it can't be fully complete, but at least it will start from our conclave city heading towards the exit, and wherever it stops, it stops. And even though some conclave members were saying, let us get other people on that same road to put this, Dr. Lomide did say that, look, if that's what our own contribution is to the society, let it be so. If they decide to be part of it, albeit, but we already have a provision within the billionaires or the conclave city that we will, do power and road. So that is the general. But within the conclave city, we have games, a resort field. So it is not regular estates. I remember one of our clients asking us, Francis, I've done other business with you. Sorry, is this a regular estate or a resort? And I said, it's a resort. And his motive for that is, for those of us who have visited a couple of resorts, as the last year I was still at Capfin Village, from Lagos to after Iseyin, where Kunle Afolayan built the resort, is roughly well over 4 hours into 5 hours, if not more. And yet people troop in, Chinese troop in. So the idea is, as long as it's a resort, people don't mind going. Nigerians, regardless of how you say things are going bad, people enjoy their life. So it's just a function of creating what they want, creating value. People work so hard, and people are beginning to see or to look out for alternatives within Nigeria. Having a golf course within the place also means that along the line, as at yesterday or day before yesterday, I saw that somewhere in Port Harcourt, there's a club called Dolphin Golf Club, and I saw that they were hosting a competition. I said, if Dolphin can host golf competition, Crest Signature will host. Where will the participants? Where will they lodge? Owning a property within this kind of location, it's an advantage.
Exactly.
Quite a number of things that we will touch on. So, but on to the next question, so that I think I'll spend too much time on this one. So what's the next one after the infrastructure?
Okay. So land banking.
Yeah, if people could do land banking, if people could do land banking, what it means that even though you are guaranteed of your land, you won't be allocated immediately, in the sense that we want, as people are, those who are developing. So this is what we are doing. So there's an expanse that is devoted towards, how do I put it? That is devoted towards games. The whole place is going to be mapped out. Our process requires that we do mapping out documentation, mapping out building prototypes. So we have about 4 different prototype designs that are going to be introduced. So giving different look and feels. such a way that when someone comes in, even if you have built similar design, nobody is differentiating it by this one belongs to those. They just see it as, oh, I love this place. They do their inspection and the apartment that is available, people drive it. And more importantly, may I say this, we have a community that is known as Shore Finders, where we have realtors who help us sell our products. So it means that every one of them, their income is dependent on them driving the market, ensuring that there are guests there. So getting patronage is actually not an issue. So why would you ordinarily want to also keep your land for too long when instead of just appreciating in value, it is also generating you, residual income? And that is very, very critical. So, but land banking is possible. So, but everybody likes to see development. So those who are ready to develop, we are putting them by each other's side so that the ambience, the look and feel, the value that appreciation you desire can easily happen when there are clusters of development happening about the same time. So, but land banking is now permissible within the Crest signature. So what's the next one?
Thank you for that. Okay, so how soon can the person start building or seeing their property?
Okay, yes. So allocation, like I said earlier on, I rather under promise and over deliver. I rather tell you in 12 months time that we will do like I said earlier on, you do mapping out, you do prototypes, you do some basic infrastructure within the place, so that when you come in, you will love what you see. So I rather under promise and tell you 12 months and tell you in 3 to 6 months time that, look, you can come and start developing if you want to do it. It's a better place to be than to be shifting goalposts and say, oh, because I want to get money from someone, they say the next 3 months you get allocation. Is doable, but I rather shift the goalposts now and bring it a lot closer because we exceeded your expectation. It enhances confidence. You earn trust from people that way. So that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. I have a couple of questions. Please, if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. I'll take your questions from there. So, but let me read out 2 more questions. Is there an opportunity for my property to generate income?
I think I already touched on it.
Yes, you already, yes. So we won't
A
take
number
that.
of creative
So let
ways
me go
that
to
we can
another
go
one. What
about it.
flexible payment plans or financing options do you have?
Okay, so for flexible payment plan, ordinarily our 3.5 should be outright payments, while other payment options does exist. However, what we are saying is that, look, effective from 24th, the new flyer is already out. It's just waiting for us to release it. And as soon as we do that, prices change to 5 million naira outright, 5.5 million naira for 3 months, and 6 million naira. So one of the reasons why this webinar had to be to come up is because of the offer that is closing, and we felt that, look, let people lock it down so as to be able to get it at this 3.5 million naira per plot. What then happens is, if they pay within 3 months, if people pay within 3 months, we are giving incentive. And I'm sure Grace is going to be shocked to hear this. If you're paying within the next 3 months and you complete your payment within the next 3 months, and whenever we give you the land, you develop within 6 months, we are going to be giving minimum of 500 blocks to each subscriber per plot. So it means if you buy 2 plots, you'll get 1,000. If you buy 4 plots, you get 2,000 blocks. Don't forget the plus.
Wow.
Number 1, you've locked it down, whether you pay outrightly or you complete your payment within 3 months as stipulated, and the 3 months starts from this month. It means that November, December, and January, you complete your payment. You've passed the first ordeal. The second hurdle is when we give you the physical allocation, you say, oh, I am ready to start building, to own my own unit, whether it's a prototype or another, you want to freestyle your design, we will give you blocks per plot, 500 blocks per plot. One of the strategies that when we've given incentives like this to our subscribers, one of the key things that we've seen people do is buy more than what they need, but they get the whole block. So somebody buys 4 plots, he gets 2,000 blocks, but he sells 3 plots. He uses the 2,000 block as part of what they want to do. So those are creative ways that we've often suggested to people. They make money from the 3 plots, selling it at a premium at the point that they are selling it at that time. People love the infrastructure they see, they love everything, and then they add the money to complete whatever they've been able to, to the block and all of that. And before you know it, house is standing or close to being completed. So these are very innovative approach. But like I said, these offer to be able to take advantage of the current price and not spill over, a minimum lockdown price of 500,000 naira needs to be dropped, and the balance being cleared off not later than January 2026. So that's it. I can see smile on your face. You are surprised that we came up with number one, for people to create time to be part of this. For people to create time to be part of this, it is people's time is a precious asset. People have had a long week. The weekend that they should spend relaxing, they still chose to be here. You can't afford to take it for granted. So that's it.
All right, thank you very much. That's interesting. Okay, one more question. Can I visit the site before making a full commitment, and how soon is that possible?
So I did mention earlier on that the earliest time we can send you videos, even from the video when we acquired the land. As of November 1st, the entire Billionaire Conclave still went there, had a major inspection. But why see the general place and not our own exercise portion? So it is best that we take people there when our own exercise portion, and I think I will share my screen at some point where I'll show you the entire, so we couldn't get our entire 5,000 acre. Poshfield is getting 500 acres, but every member have to get a piece of each jurisdiction that is being allotted to us by the family part-time. It's continuing to get expanded as it were. But where we are doing the research, where we are doing most of the things that we want to do is within the first 100 acres that has been given to us. That is where the golf is going to be. That's where we are selling. The other places, we want to do ranch, we want to do polo club, we want to do quite a number of things in the remaining part. But the first 100 acres give more attention to it. As a matter of fact, let me tell us that we were trying to do a mini resort at all. We had to suspend it to say, look, give the best to Crest Signature Conclave City and to pave way for every other project that we want to do. So the inspection, the earliest time that it can begin to happen will be first quarter of 2026. We want a situation where when you see what is being done on ground, you're like, what? Is this what I keyed into? We'd like to exceed the expectation rather than just, shooting ourselves in the foot. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I think that's all the questions we have for this session. I don't know if we have any questions from our participants.
Okay, none on the group.
Can do so by,
Yeah, so but I'll just quickly do a very brief recap. Earlier on, I talked about the need to have a balanced real estate investment portfolio. It's good to have diversified investment portfolio. You could do stocks, you could do different things, but real estate helps you to not only create wealth, but it also helps you to retain wealth. So, but often than not, people don't have strategies on how they just hear that real estate brings money, creates wealth, and retains wealth, but they don't have a strategy around how to go about it. One of the key things that we do at Poshfield is to educate people and educate them on how to have a balanced real estate investment portfolio where you have capital appreciation, capital gain from assets like this, and also balance it with cash flow generating assets, and which is why we have products like co-ownership, so such a way that you invest in any of our short-let apartments, variants that we call our co-ownership model Ajoje. You could partner with us on all of those things, and those ones are giving you some 6 months, some 33 months, and so it helps those short-term and mid-term funds, helps you to address emergencies and opportunities, while the capital appreciation will give it enough room to grow and blossom properly. And if there are questions that are needed or conversations, private conversations that people need for such, we are ready to, we are welcoming in that regards to have conversation around that. But that is not for this call tonight. But just needed to mention that we need much. If there are other questions, we can always schedule private sessions with through Grace, and we hope to see you on the other side. Grow with us. So, in the absence of no other questions, we'd like to thank you for making our time to be part of this session. Feel free to ask questions, but it's also very important that you make decisions. Fine, it's not your fault that you're getting to know about this. This offer has been on since July. I had an extended birthday promotion in August. That was, we can't afford to sell at that price. At that time, it was selling for 3 million naira, and but today it's 3.5, and it's now that our survey is almost out, it's going to 5 million naira, and then by the time we begin to create infrastructure, do more than it's the current state now, then we begin to talk about new figures. But I'm very sure that in the next 6 months or thereabout, by the time we create most of the things we want to do, we can't be talking less than 10 million naira. I'm very, very optimistic about that. We had a project in Mowe. By the way, let me just quickly touch on this. That someone who had bought for 7 million naira and also bought for one of the children, they are the same set of people in less than 8 months are buying that same project for 15 million naira from me. And they are building, they are developing, but because they also saw what we are also building there. It's also a Crest signature project where we are building 4-bedroom terrace duplexes and 1-bedroom apartments and lodges and all that, just trying to create a place that people could possibly, corporate organizations within the neighborhood. By the way, I didn't also mention the project is off the Shagam-Abeokuta corridor, where you have the likes of Nestle, you have Olam Group. That is where it is located. And the good part of it is that, based on privileged information, because one of our board members is the one designing Renewed Hope Housing, and so Renewed Hope Housing, the federal government housing project, is also situated around where we are located. So it's a strategic place to be. I can guarantee you that. So that's where I call it a day from my end. Thank you all for making our time.